Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to tonight's event, which is Energy 101, Keeping the Lights On. My name is Tamara Warren. I am the appointee of the City of Columbia's Climate Protection Action Campaign Committee, which is CPAC. And so I think we're going to have a great evening of information that's going to be shared from our community, business, and regulatory partners on ways in which you, as our cherished residents, could actually get savings and assistance with your utility or your energy bills. And so we have a full lineup and a lot of information that's going to be shared. And so first up, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Lori Zolkowski, who is the chairperson of the CPAC committee. And Lori, please take it away.
Hi, thank you so much for coming tonight. And thank you for all our guests who are going to be speaking with you. So I am the chairwoman of the Climate Protection Action Committee in the City of Columbia, and we're a group of citizen volunteers who are just interested in trying to figure out how we can help make the city better. So we advise the city on how we can prepare and adapt to basically climate change, or help prevent and adapt to climate change, while also helping foster and improve quality of life for the citizens of Columbia. So this means, how can we reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and how can we also adapt to a warmer world that might have more rainfall? So we meet a couple times a month to discuss issues related to climate change, such as how we generate electricity and how we can do better, how we can reduce our electricity usage, and that's part of how this event happened in partnership with the State Energy Office. We've also been exploring ways that we can figure out how to plan better developments in the future, have better transportation, be it for bike, for buses, or in cars. And so basically tonight is a way that we can all learn how to have more efficient energy usage. And so that's why we wanted to just highlight the efforts of what's being going on here. So thank you very much, and I hope you learn a lot tonight.
All right, thank you, Dr. Z. And so first up, we're going to talk about the actual assistance that is provided when we're looking at our energy and utility bills. And the first person you're going to be able to hear from is Margaret Gibson, who is the Director of Community Services for the Watery Community Action Incorporation. So Margaret, please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. I have prepared a little presentation about our LIHEAP program. It'll just provide some information about how we do things and the basic of the program. I've broken it down to what I am calling components. There'll be eligibility, documentation basics, direct assistance, emergency crisis intervention program, and just a little bit about our application process and the frequent questions that we get. So starting with eligibility, you have to be a U.S. citizen or qualified alien to qualify for LIHEAP assistance. Your household must be at or below 150% of the federal poverty guidelines. And right now, we are only providing one service per year. Moving on to document basics. So the first thing you're going to need is an application. We have these available at our office the first 15 days of the month. The application has to be completed by the head of household. We need a current valid picture ID. Valid means, and I say current and valid, it sounds kind of duplicative, but it cannot have been expired. And the address must match the bill that you're seeking assistance with. We also need proof of income for the previous 30 days for all household members, 18 or over. And of course, if there are household members that are younger than 18 that get some sort or any sort of federal benefit, we would need that information as well. If you're self-employed, that income verification must include your most recent, either 2020 or 2021 income tax filing that includes the Schedule C for your business. We need a copy of all Social Security cards for members of the household. And if there's a program that we have where you can get a special benefit for a disability, we would need that documentation. And of course, we would need the current utility bill that you're seeking assistance with. There are two kinds of assistance in our LIHEAP program, or in LIHEAP programs across the state. The first is direct assistance. And this program is not an emergency assistance program. That's the first thing to know. It has certain targets that are seniors and persons with disabilities, households below 100% of the federal poverty guidelines, which is a little lower than the overall eligibility criteria for the program of 150%. Households that have an energy burden, and there's a calculation that we do for that, children under 5. And in this program, you can only qualify for benefit of between $200 to $750. We determine that by, just the demographics of your family. The next program is the Emergency Crisis Intervention Program that we shorten to ECIP. You must have a documentable emergency for this, such as your utilities are already off, or they'll be off shortly, or even an energy burden will qualify you for this program. The award is determined by an analysis of the bill. So even though our maximum is $1,000, a lot of people get confused when they hear that in the community. It's not that everybody gets $1,000. You get what you qualify by the analysis of the bills that we do. And then our application process and some frequently asked questions. We currently accept applications the first 15 days of the month. So our application process is closed for March, but it'll open back up April 1st. We're hoping to change to bring back in an online process. A lot of times, when people turn in their application, the first thing they want to know is when they're going to hear something, because a lot of people are in real dire straits right now. So we like to process, we try to process all applications within 30 days. Why did my application get denied? We unfortunately deny a lot of applications, and the most common cause is that information is missing or incomplete after attempts to contact the person, and we still don't get the documentation. This comes up a lot. I was served previously, and someone that was in my household is no longer there. We use a client tracking system. So if we've served you, for more than the past decade, and you come up in our database, if members of your household have changed, then we'll need information to take those persons out of your household, because the income qualifier is for the household. So we have to verify household members and income. Can you contact my vendor to let them know Watery is working with me? Unfortunately, we do not do that anymore. We don't promise services until we have determined eligibility. Can I fax or email my application? We only take applications back turned into us through the mail or one of our drop boxes. And Dropbox, we have 7 offices throughout our 5-county area, and they can be dropped in there even while we're closed. How soon can I reapply if I was denied? Anytime, as long as the application period is open. And if you need rent or utility assistance, a lot of people that are coming to us need both kinds of assistance. Utility assistance is not dependent upon the current pandemic. We serve as long as we have money to serve. But if you need rent as well, right now, since our rent money is getting kind of low, it would be if we could document that you were affected by the pandemic with your income, that we could do both at the same time. I applied and was served last year. Do I need to turn in those documents? Yes, all documents must be turned in with an application every time you apply for our services. And that is the end.
Well, thank you, Margaret. And so next, we're going to get information from Christina Freeman, who is a customer assistant manager with Dominion Energy, South Carolina. Christina, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present this afternoon and also to share information with the community. I'm very excited to be joining you through this virtual platform. Hope that be able to provide you with some helpful information on some of the ways that Dominion has available to assist customers, not only during these uncertain times we're in right now, but anytime that one of our customers might be in need or reaching out to us for some aid. Okay. So one of the ways that Dominion offers assistance to our customers and the community is through our customer assistance area. And our customer assistance department is really an extension of customer service. So many members of the community may be used to calling in through our contact center or reaching out to us through our website. But the customer assistance department specifically works with our most vulnerable customers, those that are income eligible for other programs, such as the one that Margaret Gibson just referred to, our veterans, our senior citizens, people with disabilities, and households with energy-dependent medical equipment. We're a team that's dedicated to meeting the needs of all of our customers through impactful customer assistance programs, in addition to value-added services, which I'll be sharing with you in just a moment, energy assistance, as well as community outreach. One of the ways that we do this is by working very closely with our community partners. We maintain a very strong network of over 180 different private, state, and government agency partners, as well as a lot of faith-based organizations. We also like to meet our customers where they are. Prior to the pandemic, we were making many in-home customer visits to meet with members of the community who may be homebound or in need of some assistance. Now that we are in the times that we're in, we have had to change some of our processes, and we do that now through a virtual platform or through telephone calls as needed. One of the best ways that you can connect with us out in the community is through our event calendar. We do a number of community engagements, including virtual presentations like the one I'm doing this evening. And our event calendar remains up to date and current on a regular basis. So I do have our website information here, and we'll also be sharing that through the chat. But by connecting with us through dominionenergysc.com/assistance, you can find all the information that I'll be sharing with you here this evening, as well as our event calendar. All of our programs are really designed to assist all residential customers, even though we do have a primary focus on working with customers who may have a need above and beyond what our customer service team might be able to deliver. We offer a variety of short-term and long-term assistance options, and all of the programs I'm going to speak with you about this evening are free of charge, voluntary to enroll in, and there's no penalty whatsoever to opt out. So you might be asking, well, how do we help? Well, some of the ways that customer service and customer assistance can help you is through a variety of payment arrangements. So we are very committed to working with all of our customers at any time, but certainly through all of these challenging times that many people find themselves in. And so we offer short-term payment arrangements if you are looking to maybe extend a payment date for just a couple of days, or you need to work with us on a longer-term basis and possibly receive an installment plan to help pay down balances that may be due. During the COVID pandemic, we have actually adjusted a lot of our payment arrangements to make things even more easy to work with us, because we do understand that there's a lot of things that are happening right now financially for many customers. And quite frankly, many people have never needed assistance until now. So we're very committed to working with you. One of the best ways that we can make bills more predictable for our customers is through our budget billing plan. And this is a great option for anyone on a fixed budget. It does allow you to pay the same amount every month. And we're happy to explain that program to you at any time, either by connecting with us through our website or reaching out to our customer contact center. It's a program that works very well, not only for those that are on a fixed budget, but for anyone that is looking to just make sure that you're keeping track of monthly expenses on a regular basis. For those who may be visually impaired or just needing a bill in a larger size font, we do offer large print bills, and many of our customers don't realize that. It is free of charge. You can request that at any time, and we provide a bill summary in a larger size font in order to help customers. We also work very closely with Relay South Carolina. For anyone who might be hearing or speech impaired is another way to connect with us. And getting to the energy assistance, we work with a variety of agencies, as I mentioned, and also faith-based organizations that do offer assistance to customers in need that may fall outside of some of the federal programs that require income eligibility. During the winter heating season, which was December 1st through March 31st, we also offer medical certificates. Our White Cross program is specifically designed for households that are medically dependent on electricity. This is a program where we use it as an early notification system. So if you do have medical equipment in the home that requires electricity, we will give you a call now, do a virtual visit, then come by and place a white seal on your meter to serve as a visual reminder to our field representatives that someone in the home is using medical equipment. And during times of major storm, we will proactively make outbound calls to all of our White Cross customers in advance so that you have an opportunity to implement your backup plan and make sure that you have some place that you might want to go to, or that you are using a backup generator, for example, to ensure that your medical equipment will be available to you in the event of an outage. We also offer a dedicated White Cross customer line during those major storm events so that you're speaking directly with one of our customer assistance team members that can provide you information related to the outage. Our Energy Share program recently launched last year in South Carolina. It also provides year-round energy assistance for residential Dominion Energy customers. This program is designed to supplement the LIHEAP program that our Community Action Agency partners offer. It's funded through two streams, through our corporate contribution, as well as monthly voluntary donations from employees, retirees, and customers. Last year, I'm happy to mention that our program funding was over $885,000 in support of residential customers that were just needing some additional help with their utility bill. It is administered through our community action agencies, so you would need to reach out to them for assistance with this program. Our Good Neighbor Fund program is through our employee referral, and this is a program we've had in place for over 38 years. It actually provides temporary financial assistance for non-related utility expenses. So any Dominion employee in South Carolina can refer a community member to be assisted for rent or mortgage, food, medical bill, prescription assistance, or clothing, depending on the need. Because funds are limited for this program, and they are funded through employee donations. The referrals do have to come through employees. But last year, this program assisted over 164 households throughout our service area with more than $150,000 in aid. We also contribute to the state's weatherization program. Last year, we provided over $75,000 in weatherization funding in order to help supplement the weatherization program to make homes more energy efficient. We work closely with the Office of Economic Opportunity on partnership projects to provide energy efficiency measures for households that might be in need. And also, we have our third-party notification program, which is a really good safety net for customers who may be elderly, ill, or even young adults just starting out for the first time who would like to add a contact of their choosing to the account, just so that if in the event that the account becomes delinquent, there's someone else that would receive notification of that might be able to provide some assistance. That third party is not responsible in any way for the bill, but just adds that additional layer of safety and security for the family member or that particular household. One way we do a number of our community engagements is through virtual contactless events. So throughout COVID-19, we completed almost 100 events. We do a number of drive-up utility events where we are on site, out in parking lots, church parking lots, anywhere that we can go to make sure that our customers are able to connect with us and are receiving information on all of the programs and services that we have available to help. Even during the pandemic last year, we were able to reach over 10,000 community members through our community outreach efforts in a safe manner. Appreciate your time this afternoon. I'll be happy to answer questions later at the end of this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. And so now we're at the portion where we're going to talk about weatherization efforts that are provided by our different organizations. And so first we have Gerald Freeman, who is an Energy Conservation Program Manager with Dominion Energy, South Carolina. So Gerald, the floor is yours.
Okay, sorry about the delay. Okay, so I'm going to talk about our 7 residential programs that we have with Dominion Energy. Those are residential programs. I'm also going to talk about one commercial program that we have with Dominion Energy. So the first program I'm going to talk about is our home energy checkup program. This is our gateway program where we are able to come into customers' homes and share information about all of our residential programs. But this program is a visual inspection performed by our internal BPI certified energy experts. We do a complete home energy audit of your home. We go into your crawl space, we go into your attic, we look at your heating and your cooling units, we look at your windows and all of the things that can cause your energy usage to increase. And we give you a customized report on what you can do to make your home more energy efficient. This program is free of charge. And one of the new things that we've added to this program, once you participate, we used to give you 5 LED bulbs and some water heater wrap and also pipe insulation as well. Now we have moved to actually installing these items in your home. So we will install the 5 bulbs because we know that you want to save energy right away. So we want to remove all of those incandescent bulbs and get you the more energy efficient LED bulbs in your home. And again, this particular program is free of charge, and you can, of course, go online or call in to participate in this program. The next residential program is our heating and cooling equipment program. And what we do is we incentivize you by giving you up to $500 for replacing your heating and cooling equipment and replacing them with Energy Star qualified equipment. And we give you the opportunity to choose the contractor of your choice to install the equipment, and you fill out the application, and you have 90 days to have that completed and sent in to get to receive your rebate. One of the things that we've added to this particular program is an incentive for electric furnaces for you to upgrade to an Energy Star heat pump, and you can receive a $650 rebate for installing an an air source heat pump when you have an electric furnace in your home. Also, there's a $300 rebate for you improving your duct work. So if you do duct insulation or duct replacement, we will give you a $300 rebate for doing that. And another new portion of this program is replacing your water heater with the more energy efficient heat pump water heater. And we will give you a $750 rebate for replacing your old electric water heater with the new, more energy efficient heat pump water heater. And I spoke earlier previously about the duct work. Again, $300 for duct sealing, duct insulation, duct replacement. Again, $300 for that particular portion of your work. The next program is our EnergyWise Savings Store. And this is a program where we give you lighting rebates and discounts and incentives for purchasing LED bulbs. And you can save up to 70% off from big box stores such as Lowe's and Walmart by going online and purchasing with us. We have all different varieties of LED bulbs, flame tip, specialty bulbs. We have dimmable LED bulbs. And one of the things that we also do with the online store is we go beyond lighting products. You can get Wi-Fi enabled thermostats. You can get advanced power strips. You can get kitchen faucet aerator, lighting plugs, smart lighting. So those are some of the things that we offer in our online lighting store. And again, 70% off from your big box stores if you go online and purchase with us. And we talk about why lighting matters. We know that customers have a lot of lights in their homes, and of course, if you all still have those old 60 watt and 40 watt, 75 watt, 100 watt bulbs, you can purchase an LED bulb, a 9.5 LED bulb that will replace a 60 watt incandescent bulb. You can replace a 100 watt incandescent bulb with a 14 watt LED bulb, and you're going to get the same or even better light with an LED bulb. And you can see the comparison here. One LED bulb is equal to 2.5 compact fluorescent light bulbs, and one LED bulb equals 25 incandescent bulbs. Again, these LED bulbs are 90%. They're Energy Star rated up to 90% more effective, and they can last up to 25 years. Okay. Our next program is our appliance recycling program. And this program incentivizes customers to turn in their old, inefficient refrigerators and standalone freezers, as long as they are working in standard size between 10 and 30 cubic feet. Dominion Energy will come out and pick those refrigerators or freezers up free of charge, and we will send you a $50 rebate for allowing us to do that. And you can have up to 2 refrigerators or freezers per year. Next program is our Home Energy Reports program. This program is currently suspended. However, this is our benchmarking program. And what you do is once you sign up for this particular program, it compares the usage of your home to homes that are similar to yours. And what you would do is you would go into our portal and you would put in information about your home. The fuel usage as far as your water heater, whether it's a gas or electric, the size of your home, what do you heat with, gas or electric. And again, we look at homes that are similar to yours. And on a bi-monthly or monthly basis, we will send you a report and show you how you compare to homes that are similar to yours. And you can set goals within the portal. And you can track on a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, you can track and see how your energy usage is compared to what you set your goal to use or consume on a monthly basis. The program will be reinstated in the fall of this year. Okay. Our neighborhood energy efficiency program, this is our low-income program, and this is a program that Dominion Energy actually chooses neighborhoods to participate in this program. And we actually increased this program to include more limited income customers. And the way you qualify is we use census blocks, and we use up to 200% of the poverty level or below. And one good thing about when we look at census blocks, they can be between 200 customers to 2,000 customers. And if at least 50%, at least half of these customers are at that 200% of the poverty level, if 50% qualify, that means the entire block is eligible to participate in the program. So again, we want to reach out to these particular customers and install these measures. So what we do, and this program is free of charge. We install up to 15 LED bulbs. We insulate the water heaters, insulate the pipes of the water heaters. We install HVAC filters in homes, and we leave them with a year supply behind. And also we provide energy efficiency education to these customers as well. So we want to make sure that you get the most out of the measures that we install in your home, and make sure again that your thermostats are on the right settings. So again, there won't be any wasteful energy, and that you can again benefit the most from what we're doing in your home. A segment of our low-income program is our mobile homes project. And the mobile homes projects, it actually, you get the same measures as you get in what we call the core program with the LED bulbs, the HVAC filters. However, with the mobile homes, we go a little bit farther and install weatherization measures. We install air sealing, we do duct sealing, we do belly board repair, belly board insulation. We install Wi-Fi enabled programmable thermostats. Some of the measures that are unique to mobile homes, such as reflective roof coating, and again, the belly board work. We just felt that this particular segment of the housing stock really can benefit from these weatherization measures. So that's a portion of our neighborhood program. And again, everything we do with the neighborhood program is free of charge. Our multi-family program, this is a new offering that we have, and this incentivizes property owners to make their property more energy efficient. And what we do is we install lighting and water measures, HVAC equipment in the common areas, the office buildings, the laundry room, an exercise facility, and the property is only responsible for paying 25% of that cost. Dominion Energy will pay for 75% of the cost. If the property participates in that portion of the program, each one of their units, whether they have 100, 200, 300 units in their property, those residential units will receive LED bulbs and also lighting measures like kitchen faucet aerators. We do HVAC filters. All of those things will be installed for the residents free of charge. Okay, and that's just a brochure for our multifamily program, and we solicit property to participate in this particular program. Small business. Our Small Business Energy Solutions program is a program where we solicit small businesses to, again, make their businesses more energy efficient with lighting upgrades and refrigeration upgrades, things like evaporator and compressor controls, LED cooler lighting, and of course, the other lighting measures such as LED lamps, linear lighting, things of that nature for small businesses. To qualify, it has to be 5 or more electric accounts and 350,000 kWh or less. And we do a free energy audit of your particular business. And once we determine that you are a good candidate for the particular program, Dominion Energy pays for 90% of the cost. You as the small business customer is only responsible for 10% of the cost. And that's up to $6,000 of the total project cost. So those are our programs, and you can see our website there where you can go and learn about all of our programs that Dominion Energy has for our customers in our service territory. And again, my contact information and Dominion Energy's contact information. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gerald. And so next we have Sam Bass with the Chesterfield Marlboro Economic Opportunity Council, and he's going to share information as well. So Sam, it's all yours.
Okay, give me a moment, please. Good evening. On behalf of the South Carolina Community Action Agency Network, I would like to thank you for allowing us to make you aware of the services that we provide to make homes energy efficient, therefore lowering the cost of one's energy bill, whether it's gas or electric. Now, the weatherization program is designed to reduce energy costs for limited resource families, just as Gerald's program targets low-income families. And when doing this, we want to ensure that these families are healthy and a safe environment. Now, before a home can be weatherized, a home energy audit is completed. A home energy audit includes a complete assessment of the conditions of the home and takes between 3 and 4 hours to complete. And this audit helps identify measures that will produce the highest energy savings for the home. These measures will be identified by my colleague, James Healy, who will follow me. Now, once the audit is completed, the information is entered into a computer, and it is through this program to a computer program, and it's through this program that recommended energy efficient measures are identified. Now, once identified, these measures are applied to the home. Now, before we go any further, let me introduce you to Maisha. Maisha is a single mom who applied for weatherization assistance through our agency. And she had many issues with her home. She had so many issues in her home that her energy bill would range between $300 and $500 a month for over a period of a year. And these types of bills was really eating into her already strained tight budget. So we went and we did an audit on her home, and the audit identified not 1, not 5, not 10, but 15 issues that she had that was causing her energy bill to range between $300 and $500. Now, after these measures were applied, her energy bills were lowered by 30 to 50%. So if you're experiencing high energy bills, contact the Community Action Agency in your county and apply for the weatherization assistance so that you can lower your energy bill. And before I go, I'd like to mention this, that there are 7 community action agencies providing these services to all 46 counties in South Carolina. So look in your directory or call your local community action agency. And if you're interested in getting your energy bills lowered, please contact them, because it will make you able to spend monies where you needed them for more essential items like healthcare, putting more food on the table, or paying another bill. So with this, this is just a brief overview. James Healy, my colleague, will present to you some of the measures that we apply to lower people's energy bill. Mr. Healy.
Thank you, Mr. Bass. Good evening, everyone. I am going to continue the discussion on weatherization and some of the measures that we install, and I have a short PowerPoint presentation that, if technology works right, I'm going to try to get up and going. Okay, my technology is giving me a problem.
James, are you not able to share your screen?
Yeah, it was sharing before we started, but of course now it won't share. Let me try one more time. Well, it's locked up for some reason. But I'll just talk you all through it. Weatherization Assistant Program. I'm the program manager here at Chesterfield Marlboro EOC. Our mission is to, like Mr. Bass said, reduce the energy costs of low-income families, particularly elderly and people with disabilities and children, while ensuring their health and safety. As with all federal programs, we have income guidelines, and our income guideline is 200% of the federal poverty guidelines, which is good. So it makes more households eligible. We have to have a priority system to ensure that the people with the most need are served. And we have 5 categories. We have disabled, elderly, households with children age 17 and under, high energy burdens, and high energy users. Each category gets 20 points. And so some of our households have a total of 100 points. And those are our priority. We try to serve those people first, if we can get to them. All houses go through an energy audit before we do anything, just as the Bass said. And during this audit, we check the current condition of the home. We assess. It takes about a couple hours for us to, several hours for us to do it. We determine what energy conservation measures that can be used to reduce the home's energy usage. And a home cannot be weatherized if it has not been assessed. During the audit, we conduct the audit, and that comprises of a visual, and we do diagnostic testing for the whole house as a system. We examine the building shell, the heating and cooling system, the appliances. We test the combustion appliances for safety and efficiency. We determine the existing insulation levels, measure for air leakage, and we meter the electrical appliances, especially the refrigerators, because they are a big user. That's one of the base loads on all houses, and it's a big user of electricity. We evaluate for moisture and other health hazards. Interview the residents about their usage and any other trouble areas that they may be concerned with in the home. We conduct what we call a blower door test, and it's our main diagnostic tool. We use the information we get from the blower door test to determine how leaky the house is and how much, how many measures and things that we can do to the house. The blower door is the key to the whole audit. If there are some conditions in the house that may not warrant that we can't do the house because of maybe some health and safety issues or some other things that may be going on, we have to defer the house. We don't defer it for good, we postpone it. A deferral doesn't mean that we don't get around to it, but we have to postpone it until the things can be taken care of to make it safe for us to come in, or make it safe for the homeowner while we're conducting the test. Some of the deferment conditions are that will prohibit us from doing work is unhealthy conditions in the house. If the building structure has mechanical systems, electrical or plumbing issues that are beyond our scope of work, we would have to defer until those could be corrected. If the home has been condemned, electrical, heating or plumbing equipment has been red tagged for some reason by the state or local utilities, we'd have to defer that home. And sometimes there are moisture problems that we find that will cause us to defer the unit. Other dangerous conditions might be high carbon monoxide levels. If you got combustion appliances in the house and that can't be reasonably resolved, we can resolve some minor ones, but some it may be more than what we can out of our scope of work. If the client is uncooperative, abusive, or threatening to the crew, subcontractors, the auditors, and inspectors, or other people who come to the home to visit, we have to defer that. And if the home has lead paint, used to be a real problem. A home built for 1978, we have to check and see if the paint is lead. And if that's the case, then that's another reason for deferment until we can get that corrected. And if there are illegal activities going on in the household, we have to defer. Once we get all the information together, we do an energy audit, and our energy audit is provided through the Department of Energy, and it's called a weatherization assistance program. We load all the information into the program, we run the audit, and then the audit tells us some measures that we can that are in our purview that we can do. Some typical measures that it allows us to do is we attic insulation, floor insulation, wall, duct, water heat insulation. We can caulk and seal leaking windows. We can weather strip exterior doors. We add air seal penetrations. We install exhaust fans, replace light bulbs with CFLs. We install low flow shower heads, and we install smoke and carbon monoxide detectors as part of our health and safety measures. On our air sealing, we get an initial reading. We try to at least reduce that by 30%, and that reflects a pretty good savings on the monthly utility bills, and we can get the house sealed to that much. And some examples of things we do, if there are holes on the exterior wall, we can repair those. We seal ducts because a whole lot of energy is lost around the ducts where they come up through the floor, they're not sealed. We seal those, and we insulate the duct pipes. And we do attic insulation. The standard for us in South Carolina is R30, and a lot of homes that were built back in the 70s and 80s have like R11. So attic insulation adds to the comfort of the house, thermal comfort, and helps save energy. We also add the access to your attic is like a hole in your thermal barrier. So we insulate that. We install attic hatches that are insulated attic hatches. We put floor insulation in if there's none. And we wrap
hot water heaters. Those are some of the common things that we do. We have recently been able to replace refrigerators with energy efficient refrigerators. Like I said, refrigerators are a high usage item. And we do the LED bulbs, and we do smart thermostats for your HVAC systems. We, according to ASHRAE standards, we have to have, a house has to have adequate ventilation. So we install ventilation fans, and we put those on a smart switch, which work automatically. So all we have to do is just install it and set a time on the switch, and it vents the house according to what's needed to make sure that fresh air is in the house at all times. We install smoke alarms and CO alarms, and we vent dryers and other items in your house that need to be vented through the shell of the house to the outside. In conclusion, the program is designed to reduce the energy costs for low-income families. Before the home was weatherized, an in-depth energy audit to access the whole home as a system is conducted. The energy audit identifies the measures that will be provided, that will provide the highest savings for the home. And the weatherization assistance program does not make aesthetic changes to the home. A lot of people think that when we come to the house, we have a lot of calls for windows and doors, and the program is just not designed to replace all those. If there are situations where it's absolutely necessary, then it's a chance we may be able to do it. But a lot of people think they can look at the house. You can look at a house before we come, and after we leave, and you wouldn't be able to tell we had been there, because all our work is done on the inside and in areas that are not noticeable. But they'll be able to tell the difference with their electric bill, their energy usage, because these measures reduce their energy usage, which in return reduces their energy bill. And that's all I have. Sorry about the presentation.
No problem at all. Thank you. That was great information. And so now we're going to talk about consumer rights. And so we're going to hear from Takesha Waller, who is a consumer services investigator with the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff. And so Takesha, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Warren, for allowing me to be here today to actually be able to present our information. As Dr. Warren said, I am Takesha Waller with the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff. I am an investigator with the Office of Regulatory Staff. And the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff was created in 2004, and we represent the consumers and investor-owned utilities here in South Carolina. The ORS is tasked with looking at the impact to the consumers and the utilities' continued investment in reliable and high-quality service. So what I'll be talking about, as Dr. Warren said today, I will be discussing the consumer rights, because a lot of times consumers do not know exactly what their rights are when they are dealing with their utilities. And the more they know, the better they can actually operate. Consumers have the right to establish service. Now, what we want to make clear with that is you have the right to establish services, meaning the utility cannot deny a consumer from applying for service. That does not mean that the consumer will always get the service. There may be things in place that will cause a consumer not to be able to get service until certain things are done, but they do have the right to apply. If a consumer is able to apply for service, then the utility may have to have access to their property in order to check maybe for safety issues or to possibly check for any type of equipment that needs to be repaired or something on the home. In addition to that, the consumer may be required to post a deposit in order to get service. And we want to make sure that they are aware that those are some of the things that the utility may require, and they are regulated. Another thing that we want to make sure that consumers understand is as far as disconnections. You have the right to a written notice from the utility prior to your services being disconnected. The regulations state that not less than 10 days prior to the termination of service, the utility shall mail a notice of termination to the affected customer. A lot of times this particular notice is on the consumer's bill. So we want to make sure that consumers are aware and making sure that they're properly reading their bills so that they are aware and can take a look at these notices that may be on the bill. After that 10-day notice, no more than 2 business days prior to the termination of service, the utility shall make reasonable effort to either by phone or in person, be a door tag or some sort of notification, let the customer know that they are subject to termination. The utility also, from the utility, you have the right to have a payment plan. We also try to make sure that consumers understand that the payment plan that the company offers may not be the exact payment plan that you were requesting. And a lot of times we have issues with consumers not being real clear on the agreement that has been offered by the company. So we try to make sure that they understand what you may be requesting may not be exactly what the company is going to provide. The deferred payment plan requires that the consumer keep the account current and pay no less than 1/6 of the outstanding balance, which means you can get a deferred payment agreement where you have to pay your current bill plus another amount in order to keep that account current. Any agreement to extend or defer payment cutoff by more than 5 working days is considered a deferred payment plan. We often get calls from consumers and we'll ask them, are you on a deferred payment plan? And they will say no. And once we contact the utility to get more information, we'll find out that they are in fact on a deferred payment plan and we're not clear on exactly what they were setting up with the company. So we try to make sure that anything that goes beyond 5 working days is considered deferred payment plan by the company. Meters. A lot of times we try to clarify with consumers about their meters. You have the right as a consumer to have your meter tested for accuracy for each utility at any time when requested in writing, and it doesn't actually have to be in writing. The utility can test that meter for accuracy. If you actually think that there is something wrong with your meter, you can reach out to your utility and request that they test your meter. In the event that the meter is found to have an error in registration of more than 2%, then the bill will be increased or decreased accordingly. We try to make sure that we let consumers know that if there is some issue, that it can be increased or decreased based on if there is an error of 2% or more with your meter. You also have the right for your utility to explain the method in which they are reading your meter. A lot of times consumers aren't real clear on when their bills are read and how much time is involved with reading that meter. So we try to make sure they understand that unless there is some extenuating circumstances, whether it be some sort of weather condition or some type of issue, that meters shall be read and bills rendered on a monthly basis, no less than 28 days and no more than 34 days. If a bill is going to be outside of those parameters, it is required that the utility reach out to the ORS to make that exception. If there is no exception requested, then these are the terms in which the bill should be within. An explanation of your bill. You have the right as a consumer to have an explanation of your bill. Because there's no way that you're actually going to be able to pay a bill and understand what's happening if you don't know everything that's included. And as a utility customer, you have the right to have that explained. The bill shall show the readings at the beginning and at the end of the period for which that particular bill is rendered. The bill shall also have the date that the meter is read so that you'll know each month and around this time, your meter will be read. The date of billing and the latest date on which you can pay without incurring a penalty will also be included on your bill. The bill will also tell you the number and kind of units that are used to measure, whether that be kilowatts or therms, depending on what particular utility and what particular service you're actually getting your bill from. You'll also have a rate schedule or an identification of the applicable rate. This will tell you if you are on the correct rate so that you know you're paying correctly for your usage. If the actual rate is not on your bill, then there should be some type of statement that should be furnished upon request. Majority of your bills will in fact have that identifier on it. If there is some issue with the company issuing you an actual bill and you have to get an estimated bill, that bill should clearly be marked, identifying that it was an estimated bill and not an actual read bill that you are receiving. Your bill will also include the total amount that is due for the services that the utility has provided for you. You also, as a consumer, have the right to contact your utility at all hours. The utility company provides a on-call. If it's after hours, they will have an answering service or an on-call person to speak to in the event that there is some type of an emergency or some unscheduled interruption of your service. So always check your bill to make sure that you have access to the correct number so that you're able to reach your utility in the event that there is some type of an emergency. Complaints. We in the Office of Regulatory Staff, specifically the Consumer Services Department, we handle complaints. But as a consumer, you have the right to speak directly with your utility to advise them if you are having an issue or a complaint. Your utility cannot help you to resolve your issue if they are not aware that you actually have an issue. So you have the right to have questions or complaints promptly and thoroughly investigated by your utility, but it is imperative that you would let them know that you're having this particular issue. And if you are not able to get it resolved through the utility, then you have the right to call the Office of Regulatory Staff. Our Consumer Services Department will assist you with trying to get the issue resolved or getting more information if need be to help try and get that issue resolved for you. And once, if you have gone through your utility, you have spoken with the Consumer Services Department, and you then find out that you still are not able to get the resolution that you were seeking, as a consumer, you have the right to file what's called a formal complaint with the Public Service Commission and request a hearing if you're unable to resolve that complaint by working with your utility or the ORS. And as I said, my name is Takesha Waller. I am an investigator with the Consumer Services Department of the Office of Regulatory Staff. Feel free to reach out to us if you find yourself in need of our services.
Thank you, Takesha. And so next we have Natasha Pauling. She is the Development Public Information Officer for the South Carolina Association of Community Action Partnerships. And so Natasha, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's kind of low, so maybe if you could just up the volume just a little bit.
Try. How's that? Is that any better?
Yes, it is. It may be better
Okay.
as you start presenting. Sorry.
Great. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Here we are. So we'd like to talk about some common utility scams to be aware of. The first of those is the door-to-door scam. The way the scam works is someone comes and knocks on your door, and they don't just tell you about the products they offer or a chance to purchase. They want to actually trick you into signing. They may offer you an initial teaser rate. They may say that what they're offering you is required for you to do, or else they may engage in something called slamming, where they may use your personal information to make you purchase a product without your consent. Door-to-door sales scams, how do I tell it's a scam? Number one, they want to identify themselves. They'll say, I'm from the power company. They won't identify which power company they're from. And they also can't produce ID. They'll ask to see your bill. If they're from the power company, they already have your bill. They produced your bill, and they don't need for you to produce it for them. And if they use high pressure tactics and say, I'm a salesperson, but they try and get you to immediately sign up for something, then they're probably a scam. The next in line is power shutoff scams. How the scam works is this scam can take several different forms. You might get an email claiming that they're from the utility and they're going to shut your power off because you haven't paid the bill. They may call you and tell you that's going to happen, but it's always the same. You must pay your bill immediately to avoid having your power shut off. Sometimes they'll ask for your information, your financial information, and sometimes they'll ask you to give them a prepaid debit card, cryptocurrency, or go down to your local supermarket and wire them some money. Please don't do that. They'll come to your door, showing up demanding money. That's always a red flag. They'll demand immediate payment. Utility companies will not do that. They've already told you how that works. The ORS has already informed you of that. And they'll also request untraceable payments, such as what I was telling you. They'll ask you to wire them money or somehow give them a prepaid debit card or something along those lines. Another red flag is that they can be angry or threatening. Utility companies won't yell at you. They won't curse at you. They won't make you feel as though you're being attacked. You can know that you paid your bill and they're still trying to get you to pay. And if you've received no prior notices, if you've already been notified, you're entitled to a 10-day notice. When it comes to these scams, what do? How do you protect yourself? One, don't trust your caller ID. They can scam you with your caller ID. Don't just redial back to the person who just called you. Actually get your bill out and call the number directly that's on your bill. Don't give them anything, no information whatsoever. Even if you think it's legitimate, still don't hand anything out to them. Information, money, anything. And check your real utility account. You can check it online. You can call to check. And don't use the number or the link they gave you because they're probably a scam and they may look very convincing. Instead, again, go to your utility bill and use the information on there. And so that was what I was telling you just now. So then there are power restoration scams, number 3. How does this work? You may lose power in your neighborhood and have someone show up at your door looking very official and telling you that if you just pay a fee, they'll get your service right back on, or they'll get your service on faster than anyone else's. And you're thinking, let me go ahead and pay that money. Well, in truth, the power company doesn't do that. They do not demand money for being prioritized in the order of restoration. So how do you tell it's a scam? It's always a scam. What to do? Shut the door or hang up. That's it. Replacement and repair scams. How the scam works. It's usually by phone. Someone will say, we need to make some changes to your equipment from the utility. So it's a necessary service. You have to pay for it. If you don't pay for it, they'll turn off your electricity. What do? How do you protect yourself? Call your energy company at the number listed on your bill, because your utility company will instead bill you for any necessary equipment changes that are actually applicable to you. Fake federal programs. Facebook. How many of you get have you heard the good news about the new federal program in your emails from Facebook? So how the scam works. They'll contact you telling you about a special federal program that can cover the cost of your energy bills. And they may reach out to you by phone, emails, text, social media, or even come to your door. They could put flyers up in your neighborhood. They look really official in some cases. Once they get you, they'll try and get your personal information and steal your identity or engage in some other form of fraud. And they'll also try and get their hands on your money. If you provide them with your bank routing number or some other information, they will get the money that you pay into whatever account you're paying. Fake federal programs, how to protect yourself. A direct federal program paying for your utility bills does not exist. Does not exist in the United States. LIHEAP is a state level program, and in South Carolina, it is Though it receives federal money, it's run at the state level, and it is exclusively run by the South Carolina by the community action agencies in South Carolina. And so you have to apply through community action in order to receive LIHEAP funding. Other funding sources. Some states do have separate funds to help with energy bills, and who knows, South Carolina may develop such a fund in the future, but not right now. In addition, some utility companies, as they've already told you, also offer payment assistance programs to customers who have trouble paying their bills. Number 5, state federal programs. What do you do? If you get a message about an energy assistance program, please don't sign up or give any personal information. Go to benefits.gov, the government site, and search for real energy assistance programs in your state. And you can also search with the State Energy Office, which has a list of energy assistance programs for the state of South Carolina. Utility company imposters. This is a cute one. I actually had this happen to my best friend's mother in the Charleston area. Criminals can show up at your door, often wearing a uniform with an energy utilities logo on it, and try and get into your house, like saying they need to inspect your fuse box or your electric meter. And then they'll try and keep you busy while they either search for something to steal or their partner does. In some cases, they told an elderly person, hey, let's go down to the basement, watch this light bulb and see if the color changes while I run upstairs. And they made off with about $75,000 in cash. How to protect yourself. Number 1, always ask for ID. If they're real, they'll have it. Number 2, never show your bill. It will contain information they could use to scam you in some way. Number 3, do not let them in your house unless you can confirm that you're actually talking to a real utility worker. And if you feel like something's a little off, trust your gut, trust your judgment, and call the utility company and see if they've sent someone to your home. Don't let them in, leave them outside, lock the door, and then call. Thank you for your time. My name's Natasha Paul, and I'm with the South Carolina Association of Community Action Partnerships. We're located at 2700 Middleburg Drive in Columbia. Our number is 803-771-9404, and you may also reach us at www.scocap.org. My executive director is Jessica McCord. Our board chair is Walter Fleming, who's executive director of PD Community Action. And I'm the research development and public information officer, and that is my email address as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
That's
Natasha.
everything.
Thank you. And so now we're going, pardon me. And so now we're going to get another resource that is available through the Energy Savers tool. And we're going to have Stacey Washington, who is an energy specialist with the South Carolina Energy Office, share that resource. So Stacey, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tamara. As Tamara said, my name is Stacey Washington, and I'm with the South Carolina Energy Office. We are part of the Office of Regulatory Staff, and our mission is to promote energy efficiency, renewable energy, and clean transportation. And today I'm going to talk to you about a resource that we have available that will help you with energy efficiency. And it will bring together some of all of this information you heard today. You may be thinking, there's a lot of information that was presented. I don't remember who to contact. Never fear, the Energy Office is here, and we have a resource to help put all of that together. So this is our new website, energysaver.sc.gov. On this website, you can find energy efficiency tips for your home or for your business, as well as contact information for your utility. If you click on for your home, you see all these different pieces of information where you can go find out about weatherization, appliances, heating and cooling, apartments, as well as single family homes. You can also click on for your business to find information on energy efficiency there as well. But today I'm going to concentrate on our Energy Saver tool. So today you heard about many resources that are available to help you with your energy. And this is a way to put all of that together, and all of the contact information is in one place. Go to Energy Saver tool on the Energy Saver website at energysaver.sc.gov and click on Use the Energy tool, Energy Saver tool. When you click on that, you'll again, click on Use the Energy Saver tool. And once you get in the tool, you have a choice for your home or for your business. Today, I'm going to talk about for your home, since we're talking to residents. When you get to for your home, you will be asked your electric and natural gas utility. If for some reason you do not know your utility, you can click on Don't Know Your Electric Utility, and you will be able to go to a map to find your utility name. And when you get to this website, you can type in your address here at the top, and then the name of your utility will populate in this left-hand part of the screen. So today, since we are in Dominion territory, I will enter Dominion. So you click on Dominion, and then you get a question. I think I'll qualify for low-income programs, or do not think I'll qualify. This just gives you a way to weed out all of the programs. I'm going to click on I think I'll qualify for low income, so everything will show up. Once you click on that, you'll be asked your county. And this is only if you pick, I think I'll qualify for low income. And if you don't know your county, you can always go to a map here as well. So I'll put in Richland County. And you see it populates with a list. So today we had speakers from Dominion speak on their programs. All the programs that they spoke about are here on this list. You can click on the link and it will take you to the web page for that program. In addition to the utility programs, you will also see a list of home repair programs. As the weatherization speaker mentioned, sometimes you can be deferred if you have health and safety issues at your home. So we put home repair programs here to give you that resource, so you will quickly be able to get the weatherization assistance. So these programs are here, as well as any tax incentives, federal and state. We also have the low income energy assistance program that was spoken about as well. And we also have the weatherization assistance program that was spoken about. So you can find all those resources here in one place. So if you were listening today and thought, okay, I don't remember who to contact, this is a resource. You can also export to a PDF or to Excel. So if you are someone who works with the community and wants to get more information out to people, they don't have computer access, you can download the PDF and print them out and hand them out to people. Or if you have someone you would just, you found this information and want to share it, you can put it in a PDF, download it, and email it. So we wanted to make sure it was available if you don't have internet access as well. Also, if you want to look at several programs, please ensure you click Start Over at the bottom of the page so you can go back to the beginning. If you click the back button, the computer gets confused and you won't get the proper information. We also have a search by category feature that I want to highlight here. So for instance, if you know the program name that you want to look for, you can type it in here. Or if you want to look at all the Dominion programs, you can type in Dominion and that'll populate as well. You can also export a list of everything that is in the tool. So if you need, for some reason, a whole list of the programs, that's available too. If you just want to search by category, you can go in and just look for grants and loans, rebates, tax incentives, just all the low-income programs, electric, natural gas, solar, and transportation. For example, someone called me today and they wanted to know about grants and loans. You click on grants and loans, and then all of those that are in the tool will populate. The same thing, tax incentives. If it's tax time, if you want looking for a tax incentive, you can come here and look just for the tax incentives. And then, like I said before, click Start Over to start your new search. And that's just all I wanted to tell you about today as our resource that's available. So please use it. And it's here for you to find everything you need for energy savings. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Stacy. And so as you can see, there's been a lot of good information, resources, and tools that have been provided from all of our partners, all the agencies that were represented today. And so if you got information about this event, you knew that you were able to send questions at our email address, which is cpac.energy101@gmail.com. And so some of the questions that were sent in prior to the event were actually answered, but we have had some questions in the chat. So I do want to pose this question to Dominion. And the question asks, for our Dominion households experiencing high energy burdens, they're often concentrated in certain regions or neighborhoods, including urban residential areas where racial and income segregation are associated with homes that lack energy efficiencies. So the question is Dominion using their neighborhood energy efficiency program with its neighborhood's door-to-door approach as a way to proactively target communities experiencing high energy burdens that could use the energy saving measures to lower their utility bills? And so we have had some representatives from Dominion. And so I pose that question to any of our panelists from Dominion if they would like to answer or provide more information.
I will. Thank you, Dr. Warren. I'll address that question. So with the neighborhood program, as I mentioned earlier, we look at neighborhoods where at least 50% of the residents are at 200% of the poverty level. When we look at our information, our data to choose neighborhoods to work in, the 200%, the 50% at 200%, the data tells us that 60% or 70%, whatever that percentage is, it'll let us know who are right at that 200% of the poverty level. Percent are at that poverty level. That means 40% do not meet that income requirement. So what we do is we try to get the neighborhoods who are at 90% or above that are at 200% of that poverty level or less. So we know that we're impacting the customers that really need the assistance the most, and are really at that poverty level and have that energy burden that we're looking to help and assist. Hope that answers the question.
I hope so. No new questions have been put in the chat, but thank you very much for clarifying that. And so again, I would like to thank everyone who has presented good information this evening. On behalf of the City of Columbia CPAC Committee, we hope that this information has been beneficial for you. If you do have any additional questions, either for CPAC or the individuals that provided information today, you are welcome to email us at cpac.energy101@gmail.com. Or we also do invite you to look at the Energy Saver tool that was provided by Stacey Washington, where you can get a lot of the information or contact information for the individuals that were presenting here today. So definitely reach back out to us if you want to get more information, or if we can assist you with getting in contact with our presenters. So again, panelists, thank you for sharing the wealth of knowledge that you have provided. We also thank you, residents of the City of Columbia, for chiming in with your questions, as well as watching and seeing the good information that's being provided. So again, on behalf of the City of Columbia CPAC, as well as all of our business partners, as well as those panelists that were here, we thank you and we hope that you have a great evening. Good night.